by her 25-year-old ex-boyfriend, rapper Tate Brown. He claims that Lil Kim is holding his music hostage and even says that the relationship was fake. We did a video on the couple in April of last year when Lil Kim was first facing backlash because of their age difference. At the time, Lil Kim was 49 years old and Tay Brown was 24 years old. And we came through. We might just go back outside though. I just go back outside. Because we on a fight. Well, we not on a fight yet, but we won't be. And we still got love for you though. I'm so mad. Why? Just today, Tay Brown had this to say about Lil Kim. Now, all your business partners are over here. You talk about all the time, talking about I'm the problem, I'm the bad investment, all that. I wasn't popping that from up time, but I was the one that believed in what you wanted to do. Like I was the one that was backing your whole vision, bro. All these listening to was just trying to milk you. About communication, bro. What communication was with me, bro? What communication was with me? Nobody communicated with me. About me? Get out of here. I'm not, I'm not the type of do this, bro. I crossed the line, bro. All I've ever tried to do was feed my peoples, bro. All I ever tried to do is feed my peoples and put music out for the world. That's my whole passion. That's all I cared about ever in my whole life, bro. Get out of here. Bro, she signed me. Some went wrong that she didn't like that had nothing to do with the music. I never disrespected her. No way in terms of business. I signed the contract. My lawyer told me not to sign the contract. I still signed the contract because I trusted her. And I was like, and then went wrong. She stopped communicating with me. And then a couple months later, I'm like, okay, well, that ain't gonna stop me from dropping music. I'm an artist. I want to drop music. And then no communication. Now she want to take my music down, bro? Get out of here. You know, before I finish playing this, I'm going to say something. I can't stand this because it's like all you got to do is talk to one person. They know what these people is coming out to do. They know how much love and effort they put into their music. They write their own songs when they be coming out. It just like with Cassie, all it took was for Diddy to say her down one time. Just like he saw this light beaming from her, other people saw that light beaming from her. And because she gave him a chance, then now anything she put out now, and she already known for being down with Diddy and that whole mess. It's like all you got to do is take one meeting with somebody because they take an interest in you and because they older than you and because they know the industry and because they spend some time with you. Now it's either them or nothing, and you can be as talented as you want to be, and then they can just come in and do you like that just because you are artist, as opposed to, you know what, this is giving really, she's half her age. This is giving the playbook of what Diddy and what that did to all these artists. And for her to be up under him, up under Diddy, and then to do this, and then to do it and so flat out in front of everybody. And then it's like she get jealous of him because he had a daughter. He couldn't even go to the hospital with her daughter without her trying to pull all his music. This really pisses me off because, first of all, when you have a light inside of you and you're supposed to be going out to do something and it's a positive thing and you putting your heart and soul into it, and then here comes somebody, a villain, somebody who act like they down for you. Look, his lawyer told him not to, he had a lawyer. And he advised him not to sign with her. Why would he advise her not to sign with her? And only because of his blind trust, because of his age, because she had already spent time with him, and because she knows that as you younger, you hold on to loyalty more because you haven't really been through nothing in life. And you don't know how people play games and they come into your life just to cut you down. He don't know that. It takes you half your life to find out that.
that people are coming into your life. He saw, just like August Messina, everything that happened after Will and Jada, he'll be forever connected to them. It don't matter how talented he is. It don't matter what he put out, as talented as Cassie was. And now this young man, he's a handsome, talented young brother. And here she is, she know what she went through. Like, if you're not going to do right by somebody, then leave them alone. I don't appreciate this. Listen to this. And then he had to come back, and y'all see, he had to come back and apologize on the air, talking about he want his girl back and all this. Why? Because he knows that he will be destroyed. Ain't nobody going to touch him in the music industry because of what happened between them. Because she is very well connected. And because she not just connected, but she connected with Diddy. You think that somebody was going to come and try to take Cassie away from Diddy? No. Listen to this.
Was reach out to me, be like, yo, you shouldn't be dropping music. And then I get my lawyer and we figure out how to end the contract. I didn't give she had 65% of my, I don't care. That's fine. If my shit blew up one day and I had to owe her some money, I don't care. I give it to her. I got nothing but love for Shorty. That's it. The I do to anybody, bro. In real life, what we talking about? How is you minding your business, bro? I'm your artist. How do you mind your business, bro? What does that even mean? What does that mean? You tell me what we doing. All I'm doing is making music. I'm just making me. What does that even mean? Wait to hit her up about what? Mom, you talking about a grown woman? Mind you, this supposed to be about business. Everything's supposed to be about business. We're supposed to admire each other as artists, right? And this the reason. And this the reason why you mad at me, bro. Because and I came out with a beautiful, blessing baby boy. Huh? Do all of that to me? Mind you, there's some shit I never say to Kim because there's a line I won't cross. I'll be honest, but I'll never cross that line. You known her for years. For years. Ain't never said, y'all despicable. Don't come in my DMs with this dumb. Y'all despicable. I said this to y'all in LA. It was real. Everything I say is from the mother. I had never been a weirdo, bro. Out here, don't get in my mouth. Phone talking about don't do this. Y'all is weird, bro. I'm go ahead with this whole had a baby on somebody, bro. No, he had a baby on nobody, bro. Nobody was dating together. None of that, man. It wasn't real, man. That shit not real. That shit was not my idea.
So they came out in 2024 with a song in 2024, and she was all in the video. They his thing coming out was supposed to be him and Kim was supposed to be together. After he had the baby, now people coming at him like he had a baby on Lil Kim. And it was supposed to be a temporary thing, but then she started pulling it in. She started off by grooming him. Y'all see he has a natural swag. And it be the people that they find, these people that already have a natural light about them. And it's like he can go in any direction he want to go in. But because he decided to sit down with her, now he got to be all weird and despicable and disgusting and all this because he didn't want to go through with what she was saying was supposed to be a marketing tool. That's how she put it to him. And then so he has to come back. Let me show y'all how he has to come back and what he had to do in order to keep his career. His whole career. Y'all see what he said. He said, yeah, she gets 65%. I don't care. I'll give her all the money because he's young. He don't care about all that. And that's what they already know, that people who are loyal type of people, these are the people that they want to groom. Why? Because they want to feel like they controlling somebody. They want to feel like they can pull the strings on somebody. And I could bet you anything. And no, I won't bet you anything because he already said he had just lost his mother. And you pull somebody under your arm. You thinking that they pulling you in because they want to be good to you. They're gonna treat you right. And then you start seeing all this conniving stuff, but they knew it from the very jump that they was gonna do you like that. They knew from the very beginning. They already see different traits in a person before they even take an interest. You think she gonna put her name out on the line for an artist, for a male artist, and he ain't got a natural swag? He wouldn't have been somebody without her. You think she gonna do that? No. Watch this. And this really upsets me. Why? Because if this was a regular, we everyday people, and they wasn't known, and this was just, and they both adults, yes, but that don't take away the fact that when you are artist and you write your own music, and somebody, you sit down with somebody and your lawyer tell you don't sign with them, and you go against that simply because they spent time with you and you want to show them loyalty. Nah, I feel great about her. Why do I feel great about her? Because I've gotten to know her. So he's putting down a certain loyalty with her. He trying to be a good person, like he feel like she should be towards him.
To see that the two of them had more than a working relationship. They look completely loved up in the video for their song Love For You. And the song itself had an undertone to it. Also, when they were promoting the song, Lil Kim talked about how creative Tay was and that in time she was more of a big brother to her. Obviously, I'm a little older than him, but he's like my big brother, my father. I really listen when he speaks because he's going to say something very important. I don't know about y'all, but there is something terribly sick because what do you mean a 52-year-old woman sits down to call a 20-something-year-old man her big brother or father? I mean, the whole point of Tay signing with someone like Lil Kim is to have guidance and learn what he can from her. So if it's the other way around, then Tay is in the wrong place and with the wrong person. But before Tay could get a chance to run, he was already in too deep with Kim, and she officially confirmed that they were already dating in a post that said, "Our bond is so perfectly matched in the most organic way. I know it was God that brought us together. If people only knew how big of a role you play in my life and in my career. If they only knew you're a big part of the reason the Beehive is getting new music right now.
He the big
If
part
they
of it.
only knew the things we figure out together. How we can talk with our eyes and be on the same page." Girl, this was just too much. But she still goes on saying, "It's so weird how we became so close because it happened out of nowhere. But I'm really proud of what we're building. And most of all, the unconditional love we have for each other. You're a sweet gangster, and I love it."
Sweet
First of all,
gangster.
there was no way that God, the universe, or anyone else for that matter, was willingly going to bring a 24-year-old man into her life as her boyfriend. Not to mention, this was a person who was actively signed under her entertainment label. And Kim has a lot of control in how his career goes. The relationship dynamic was very much giving early days Diddy and Cassie, because even if Tay didn't want things to be romantic, he really couldn't say no and risk bruising her ego. And if Tay somehow thought that he had a say in how their relationship was going to go, or could leave whenever he wanted, Kim was quick to remind him that she held all the cards. Less than a year after Kim declared her undying love for him, Tay took to Instagram and put Kim on full blast. Apparently, he'd had a baby with another woman, and when Kim found out about it, she wasn't here for it at all. The whole time, Tay thought the whole romance going on between them was all PR to promote him and his music, because to him, he'd always been professional and respectful towards her. He admitted that Kim spent money on him, but never wanted him to make music or take on any projects unless she was the one calling shots. He also claimed that even during the times where she was disrespectful and talked crazy to him, he did nothing to her and only defended and encouraged her. That's the reason why you mad at me, and I came out with a beautiful, blessing baby boy. It's supposed to be about business. Everything's supposed to be about business. We're supposed to admire each other as artists, right? And it's the reason. And it's the reason why you mad at me, bro. And I came out with a beautiful, blessing baby boy. Huh? Do all of that to me? Mind you, there's some shit I never say to Kim because there's a line I won't cross. I'll be honest, but I'll never cross that line. You known her for years. For years. Ain't never said shit. Y'all despicable. Don't come in my DMs with this dumb ass shit. Y'all despicable. And when they did drop new music in 2024, it wasn't hard to see.
I have to show another clip after this, but I wanted to get into where he had lost his mother around the time she met him. And this was back in 2024. Now she marries him. I don't know if you guys know, but Diana Ross was very involved with Michael Jackson all throughout his career. She had promised him to marry him until the mother had heard that she was going to marry him, and then when she had did the interview with somebody, then she saw how the press was handling, so she went off and married the rich guy and didn't even tell Michael. And that's when he wrote Dirty Diana, the song. And Quincy Jones had uh prompted him not to, do not put her, don't change the words, because everybody's gonna know that it's her, the way he had the song. And it's just like they see so much light in these people. Now, I don't get into rap music and all that. It's the part of the light part that they have a chance to go any way they want. But by the time you get messed over by people, then you can go to a dark side easier. Somebody like an artist like Cassie, she could have came out like Faith, like a Mary, like any, she could have came out a certain way, and then she could have decided later to go her way and do whatever she wanted with her. But he never gave her the chance. He wanted to date her and he wanted to show her off. And now she'll always be connected, even if she have a hit record, then it'll always be this thing in the back of your mind, like, oh yeah, people really wanted to see what she was gonna come out with and how talented she was because of that Diddy thing. She'll ever be connected. And if you look at how young this boy looks. Look at how faithful and loyal he sounds as he's talking. These are the kind of people that got light in them. Y'all know these are the people who, we're not talking about the spiritual path. I'm talking about the natural light, the natural swag, the natural essence that she spotted. And then you can just sort of dive in like a vulture and pick and then, groom. And it's like, if you're gonna date a younger man, look, just like with older men and younger women, because I was a younger woman dating an older man. And then some men, they prefer to be nurtured by women. They prefer to have a woman who's already established, and you can get that. I can get that. I'm not judging about that. What I have a problem with is the manipulation that's involved. It's already an industry thing going on with this. You already know that. So that's my biggest thing. It's the grooming part. And it's not fair, because just like when when people abuse children, and open their mind up to a world that they wasn't even thinking like that, it destroys them forever. Y'all know what I'm talking about, when they are abused in a certain way. And a lot of times it changes their whole direction. It changes. They sometimes they don't know if it's a man who's abused a boy, or a girl who abused a girl. They don't know if they are, am I bad? Did I uh did I encourage that? Was it my fault? Did I have a role to play in that? Now here we supposed to be coming out doing something by PR. You see how he's talking. She wants to pull that out in him. She refers to him as a father figure, as a big brother, and she's absolutely double his age plus. And I get it. I mean, she has a very young companion, and Candy, she just started dating somebody young. And I guess you can have your arm candy. You got that kind of money, and you just want to call, have a good time, just like guys do or whatever. I was saying the other day, what would they have to talk about? But I thought to myself, duh, maybe they don't want to talk. Maybe they just want to call somebody for a good time or whatever. Okay. But in the meantime, don't set out to mess up somebody's whole career, their whole life, their whole it's just like he has to totally become a yes man. He has to. In the long run.
Anyway, but I didn't know what else to fucking do. I'm gonna be honest. Mind you, Kim still owed 65% of the royalties he was
That's
getting.
not the one.
Giving money in the
The
meantime.
new
Hold up, let me cook. Wouldn't trade me for nobody that be insecure. Might got love to kill you, but it's overlooked. We don't post it, you be flexing, take a closer look. On the flight to Cali, but I promise I got love for you. Stay down till we up, I tell them I run down the blood for you. I'm giving money in the
That's
meantime.
their love for you. That's the new
And when they did drop new music,
that's the new album that's out. That's the new that's out. That's not it. Oh, that's because I had it up here.
even the whole time I ain't saying like was while you over there with getting groped up by another. I ain't say because I don't care. Never gave a about me. You never cared about me. You never cared about my music. You never cared about letting me succeed or helping me succeed. Only if it involved you. Only if I was with you or doing this with you or you didn't care about that. And yeah, you're right. I know it sounds a little feminine, but that hurts. That hurts. You my elder. I trusted you. I didn't like. I didn't see no. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was real cool that Lil Kim wanted to work with me. I don't wanna fight. I know I keep it from you, but there's more that's on my mind. Don't notice not my loving, but you notice all my lies. Stand up for you. Just stand and see me right. I just hope I have a better night. I ain't answering my phone. Better night than you. I might not be coming home. Better night than you. You shouldn't let me feel alone. Cause I hope you're feeling blessed, but I'll have a better night than you. In my bankroll, killers all around me doing what I say so. I say, did he really did it? I'm Lil Kim's artist. Of course I asked her, did he really did it? It's not funny. That is not funny. Why would you? God is vision.
So I really like Little Kim. I always liked her. I liked her when she came out. I thought that it was real unfortunate that she, didn't feel as beautiful as she was. And a lot of times, uh, we don't know all the background behind all that. But I still think she's a beautiful woman. I still think that she's really, really cool. But when you have uh, children and when you have boys and you see something in a younger man, just like when you have girls and you see, just like with the Cassie situation, and you found out what really happened, what was the background of all that, when you thought that she was, well, she knew what she signed up for. Yes, he knew what he didn't know what he signed up for, because they was saying it was a PR thing, and she didn't really know. She knew what she was signing up for, but she didn't know that it was going to get that deep or to that extent. But they know what they're capable of. And then I guess you might say everybody got to go through something in love, or and all is fair in love, and all this good stuff. But look, look at the dynamic here. Anytime you see them together, she do give him a another kind of fly. She adds an extra fly to him. And just like a lot of times when people date older people, it does give them a different kind of polish and everything. And that's true. You know, I was just saying how younger guys had stopped, I felt all good because younger guys stopped trying to talk to me. But then just today, somebody younger was trying to talk to me, and I started to ask them, "Do I don't look like a mother to you?" I guess guys don't care that you if you have older sons or whatever, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's because a lot of young guys want a woman who you know is established or whatever. I don't know, to take care of them and nurture them. Um, you know, or whatever, and that's good. But when it's not your choice, is what I'm saying. Grooming is grooming. It don't matter if it's a woman or man. Grooming is grooming. And it's good when you go into it and you like, okay, well, I'm getting this out the situation, you getting that out this situation, and then y'all wind up just, falling in love or whatever. But when you be like, okay, we're gonna do this as a PR move, you're gonna come out like this, and it's gonna make your album bang, and then you have a baby, and then they want to pull your stuff off the album plan, they want to pull your stuff. And mind you, though she gets 65%, he's still responsible for the video coverage, for a certain percentage of the traveling and all that, he said. So what is he left with, really and truly? And it's bad when somebody can even take your name. You know, they can throw dirt on your name. Yeah, he did get a tattoo with her name on his neck. Hold on, let me show you why. Why I believe. I don't know if this is true to be why, and this is really grown people business. But I'm giving an opinion because just like me, they're public. Whenever you are a public figure or somebody who puts yourself out, you don't have to be well known to be a public figure. Whenever you put yourself out, whenever you ask a question out to the public, that gives them a chance to answer. And whenever you give somebody a chance to answer you, then quite simply put, then it becomes their business. Don't become their business, but here's why I believe he did that. You sit in here. Where was that at? I thought I had. Did I erase it? Hold on one second. Let's go to my deleted stuff. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. It must be in here right here. Okay, this is it.
Already in too deep with Kim, and Tay had no way out, so he eventually gave in. He didn't just become her boyfriend. He got a massive tattoo of her name, and she has posted clips to see that. I think he did anyway, but I didn't know what else to fucking do. I'm be honest. Mind you, Kim still owed 65%. He didn't just become her boyfriend. He got a massive tattoo of her name, and she has posted clips to see that the two of them had more than a working relationship. They look completely loved up in the video for their song Love For You. Promise I got love for you. I'ma run down the club for you. I think it did anyway, but I didn't know what else to fucking do. I'm be honest. Mind you, Kim still owed 65% of the royalties he was getting from his music. So she was the one that benefited the most from his music getting released and doing well. But girl, Kim didn't attend Diddy's school of finessing a ninja for nothing. I know. When I does it, okay, nobody says anything.
He had a clip that said he was gonna do whatever it took to get his girl back. He messed up and he wants his girl back, and he knows that he's gonna have to do what he gotta do, but he's willing to do that. That's right after he had that big speech about how she pulled his records. And then he went live and said he want her back. And then the next thing you know, he getting a tattoo. So that was a part of his plea for her to take him back. And he had to do some public humiliation type of stuff in order for her to take him back, because she was done with him as far as he was concerned, but he's very young. But a lot of you know, after y'all have went through different things in life, that if he would have had remained silent and said he was really the one done, keep it. I don't care, keep it. Then she would have been back, because she would have felt like, oh well, I didn't have him under the grip I thought I had him under. Let me her go ahead and finish grooming him so he could get more loyal than he already is. But that was his public plea to her. And this is a grown man. He know what he doing, and but like he said in his, as he was saying, yeah, he know it's soft to say certain things, but he don't mind going there, being soft. Why? Because he's already humiliated. And I know when you don't start off being no people pleaser. You don't start off like that. It becomes when somebody have you in isolation and you start feeling sort of like no matter what you say or do, ain't nobody gonna really respect what you saying or doing, because all they focus is on is what she's saying and doing. And as time goes on, you start feeling like you have to get their approval. You start going after their approval. Thank you for the diamonds. And it's just like that's what they want. And it becomes a public thing of the humiliation thing outside of your isolation. And this is to stop you, as somebody with some light inside of you, from reaching your full potential. Is really to delay. And then after they delay you or whatever, they have already hit your character. And all this hitting of your character make you unsure of yourself. You're not quite as confident. You see how he's fussing and arguing and stuff? When he had to come back and say live, well, I got to get my girl back. After he was like, it wasn't even like that. I thought it was all about the music. That was supposed to be PR. Y'all weird. And then he have to come back and he's like, Man, I got to find that clip. Because y'all see how this is humiliating. And when they did drop. Man, I got to get my girl back. And it hits different when you don't have to have been a celebrity to relate, to see traits in something that hits you hard because you have experienced it on a different, on the same level, but you just ain't famous. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, flat out. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna see if I can just actually look it up. Stay live. Apologize. I was right. Apollo Johnson. Apollo. Apologize. Here we go. Terribly. Terribly. You know, I want my baby back, man. I want my girl back. And it's gonna take some effort, but you know, that's what I have to do. That's what I have to do. Terribly. You know, I want my baby back now. I want my girl back. So he had to, after all that fussing he just was doing, talking about. Terrible. That's it. I fucked up. I fucked up. Terrible. Look at it. Just took took the strength out of him. Here he is. He like, y'all weird. Y'all, it was supposed to just be PR. It wasn't even like that. He going through all that. And then he go from that. Look how many people. That's only me pulling up shorts. That's how I get notified of these things, by the way. I don't follow these people. I don't listen to rap. I don't hear none of this stuff. But when I see a hot topic come down my screen where shorts are concerned, then I pick up on it, then I go to TikTok, and then I start looking it up and start looking for information, or I go to Instagram and look up information. And then I start going back to YouTube and then find out more. And then that's how I come to it. But I don't listen to rap. I don't follow none of these people. I don't know nothing about this. I didn't know nothing about this until today when it said that the 2-year-old Lil Kim married. Then I started looking up the information just to let you guys know because I am in the spiritual community. I speak about I feel I have hot topics on my YouTube page, and I always in the description box. I always say why I have posted it, what it relates to as far as in my Christian walk. Why am I posting this? What it relates to, and right here, what I'm doing, and even approaching this is opening up people's minds about the fact of grooming before you get a chance to put your foot in the room good and you are about to be the star in the room. Before you can put your foot in the room good, somebody run up to you and cut you off. And then now from here on out, everybody see you as theirs. And then you start seeing you as theirs. And then you look, he come off of this high energy, what she saw in him, this high energy, thug like behavior, sure of himself, confident, so confident that he's able to talk to this grown artist with all this money like that, like he was talking to her. Even in respecting her, he still was talking like a man her age. Like, no, it's supposed to be about the music. But look at him in this picture. And look at him in this. It humbled him. You get humbled enough in front of enough people. I've been there. I've been there for about a whole year, got dragged. You get humbled enough, and then it makes you unsure of who you are. It breaks your foundation. And this, it might be just what, as time goes on, would send him to God. Or it could send him to totally opposite, to be like her, and then to be worse than her. Like she was grown, he may very well go there himself. To answer that person question who was saying about him getting a tattoo on his neck, because you have to take drastic measures when it comes to some people. You can't just be like, I want my girl back. And then after he done told everybody it was a PR stunt, that wasn't even true. She know what, after everything he said, and he humiliated her on air, you think that she was just gonna be like, okay, I'll take you back? No, not from where she from. You gonna have to step it up, buddy. You know you can't buy me nothing. So what you gonna do? Give everything. I'll show you that I'm just for you. And I'll show the whole world too. I'll bow down. And before you know it, she is his only validation he needs. Think about that. This is on a big scale. But think about that. For anybody who is interested in this story, anybody who would be interested in seeing this artist and seeing what's up with this, anybody attracted to this, because it's not just them. This is the same script with a different cast. Imagine this spirit inside of someone who meets you, and imagine this spirit inside of somebody that you meet. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And so when I go into saying hot topics that I have a right to talk about, as somebody from the Christian community, I have a right to talk about it, because I don't put myself out there like I'm all holier than thou, all religious. I'm still up on what's going on, and I post these kind of things, clips on my page, because I'm in the world. I'm not of the world, but because I have learned things, my life lessons in the world, I can bring a point of view to people who are looking for something better, that is saying this world is this and this world is that. It's not just this and that. It's all perspective, but there is another way. And when he puts his loyalty into her, and when he getting validation from her, and when he humiliating himself in front of people, you'll come to find that the only way that you can come out of all of it is by going to God. Because it don't matter about what she's doing, how much money she's making, as much money as she has. This is not about money. This is about her uh showing that she still got it going on. This is her coming into a certain age that ain't nobody, like, she not really popping by herself. So not only is she taking his energy and taking his vibe, like what's his name taking Rihanna's, not only is they taking it from them, but in the meantime they humiliating them on the way. And the humiliation props them up. The more they take from them, the more it builds them up. And now she'll always be forever known as Queen Bee, but now in a different sense. And after him, it might be a many young men. that approach her, thinking that she being affiliated with her will put them on. But in the meantime, he's destroyed. And he was the hottest thing in the room. That's why you gotta know who you even talking to. You can't even open the door a little, not even this much to the enemy. You gotta know who you're talking to, even in the industry, especially in the industry. Even if it ain't about church, it ain't about nothing else. But even who you talking to. Like, why is she talking to him? Ain't that the guy who was the pedophile in the neighborhood? Who's in the pedophile book? She don't even know who she talking to. And people ain't gonna tell you. Next thing you know, your name is dragged through the mud. And it's easy to say, I don't care what people think. I don't care what people think. But then you cling to yourself. You go off to yourself. And unless you find God, you just off to yourself. And the enemy is just able to just like I'm sure he did with him, doing with him. Now we can watch this story unfold. And then as you watch this story unfold, you can take lessons from it. Because as good as she looking all this, and you could say, yeah, she got her arm candy. But Cher, one thing I could appreciate about Cher is Cher, she ain't trying to humiliate nobody. She's like, well, he goes off, he has a good time, he does his thing. We have a good time when we come together. She ain't putting all her eggs in that basket like, yeah, that's my father, that's my he's my big brother, he's my father figure. She realized she's an older woman and look, he's offering me a good time. I'm able to offer him a good time. And then we split ways. Oh, we stay together. He likes my company or whatever, but don't be trying to drag nobody. That ain't right. But such is life. And that's why this is a good example. And that's why examples and thought provoking things, thought provoking stuff. You see, thought provoking material is what I feel uh, is the best way to do an outreach because you don't necessarily appeal to people who would face this situation when they're already in the hospital getting help. You don't appeal to people who would probably meet a situation like this because even in these days, it only takes offering somebody too much information about yourself and them deciding to put a love spell on you and bringing you all the way in, you know. And even though this ain't no big deal like that, he's a grown man, she's a grown woman, overgrown woman, or whatever, because I, this, the Holy Spirit had actually prompted me when I had saw this that I should have a talk about it. I start to come on at 9, and actually, if I come on next week, it'll be at 9. But this is a hot topic that I felt that I could address, that I could bring to the masses. That would be very good to stimulate um, in your mind that it does matter who you give time to and attention to. It really can change the rest of your life. So I just wanted to get on and talk about that real quick, guys. And I hope you guys have a. I know I got to get ready for service in the morning for church and everything. So online church, but still, still got to get up early. Um, but thank you guys so much for joining me. And remember, I'm on YouTube Live from 8 to 9 through the eyes of an empath, and I speak on Christian topics, chosen one material, 8 to 9, Monday through Friday on YouTube. So join me there. And I have all of my pre recorded stuff up there. And I will be posting this